The Organized Labor of Nigeria is demanding that public and private sector employers pay a cost of living allowance to cushion the effect of inflation on the minimum wage. The Nigeria Labour Congress says the demand is in line with global best practices. TVC News senior correspondent Jokiadisa reports.
At the resumed hearing on the duplication of government agencies, the committee seeks the cooperation of all concerned, since the goal of the assignment is in the nation's overall interest. But the legislators are taken aback by the absence of some of the heads of agencies so invited.
Thank you very much for coming, our sister director.
Attention at this hearing is on the tourism sector, and the focus is on how to cut cost of governance. The lawmakers refused to take on the representative of the Director General of one of the agencies.
I move that the committee will not be able to attend to them if the DG of that agency is not here and they know what they are risking. So
we would like you to liaise with the Secretariat to know when your DG is going to be around. We need him here.
Other DGs present addressed the committee one after the other, giving reasons why they should not be merged.
Based on the importance the National Assembly attached to my office, at the tail end of last year, it passed a bill, an establishment bill, which awaits presidential assent.
The functions of these agency has been a focal point of developing culture, arts, and art in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The committee members react to some of the submissions.
The name speaks for itself. It's an institute. It can be a training arm of Nigerian Gallery of Arts.
In Nigeria, we have been used to, or we are used to, regulating without enforcing. And that's probably one of the problems most of these agencies are facing. You barely regulate, and when you don't enforce, you don't get any result.
we are going to weigh the necessity of your existence, or if we have to repeal, amend laws, merge, or where appropriate, and make our recommendations. The committee is not at this juncture passing any judgment on any agency.
Although this may not go down well with some of the agencies, indications are that the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism may be merged with the NTDC following the DG submission that the agency lacks legal backing. Jokiadisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Civil society organizations in Nigeria have, in collaboration with the Bureau of Public Service Reforms, developed 3 intervention mechanisms to diminish corruption in Nigeria. This was made known at the presentation of Transparency and Integrity Index Assessment 2022, which unveiled probe monitors and public service diary applications. Miriam Mohammed reports.
Nigeria's high rate of corrupt practices in the public sector continually remains as a source of discourse and a major dent to the country's image. Over the years, various panels have been set up by various administrations to curb these practices across the country, but most of these efforts have not yielded substantial results. Experts believe these probe panels have rather become means of covering up crimes and corruption in government instead of exposing and punishing culprits. This group of civil society organizations have developed a portal to track election spending due to high level of monetization of nation's elections. This is expected to promote fiscal transparency among political parties and reveal the source of funding of candidates ahead of 2023 general elections. Projects have also been initiated to promote transparency in the public sector through strengthening of existing corruption prevention mechanisms.
We hope to, through this database on election spending, promote fiscal transparency in the political parties and candidates' sources of funding ahead of the 2023 general elections.
The Director of Public Service Reforms, Dasuki Arabi, assures the group that government will enhance their efforts towards entrenching transparency and integrity in the public sector.
Our own interest and focus of government is to ensure the reduction in cost of governance, improve efficiency and effectiveness in the utilization of our resources.
The representative of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation highlights various laws and policies that have been instituted by the federal government to curb corruption. The group explains how MDAs were scored and ranked on the Transparency Integrity Index 2022. They also encourage agencies to improve on their compliance.
Initiative is not to antagonize any MDA. We want everybody to improve. That's why the BPSR came here, and I'm sure that by next year they will do much better.
The Public Service Dairy Project will leverage on technology to create a platform for knowledge sharing between retired public servants and existing public officers. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
Ahead of the 2023 general election, governorship candidates and 18 political parties in Zamfara State have signed a peace accord, committing themselves to peaceful campaigns and activities. The police in the state also restated its stance on the ban of quasi-security outfits and the use of firearms during campaigns. Theophilus Derafai reports.
The election campaigns have commenced, and governorship candidates of the 18 political parties in Zamfara are being committed to signing a peace pact to guide their activities before, during and after the 2023 general election. The pattern of public communication among some political actors and their spokesperson during this period amplify the potential for personal attacks, insults, and incitements during election campaigns. This trend has also resulted in focus being shifted away from issue-based campaigns to politics of thuggery. This is why the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Zamfara has organized this meeting to sue for peace among political parties. The Zamfara State Police Commissioner explains that the meeting is aimed at stimulating healthy interaction and mutual discussions on matters relating to the security and overall conduct of the 2023 general election. This development is coming barely a week after presidential candidates and political parties at the national level committed to peace ahead of next year's general election.
By signing the peace accord, we expect all political parties to campaign peacefully and adhere to guidelines of Electoral Act 2023 as amended.
The police insists no quasi-security will be allowed to operate and the use of firearms is banned during election campaigns. The Independent National Electoral Commission, on its part, is confident that the conduct of elections will be free, fair, and credible.
The involvement of quasi-security outfits during campaigns, rallies, and other electoral processes is hereby banned. The use of firearms, other offensive weapons, remain prohibited.
We are all trying to ensure that the elections in February and March 2023 is credible, fair, transparent, and inclusive.
Some political parties at the event promised to abide by the rules of the game.
This is not a war, this is a game. It's either to win or to learn. We never lose.
So we are going to abide fully with all the directives given.
With this development and assurances from political actors, it is expected that Zamfara will witness a violence-free election period. Theophilus Darufai, TVC News, Gusau.